Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Azizi, representing Group 2 from Section 7. So, in this video, we gonna talk about economics in one of the most important car brand in Malaysia, which is Perodua. Then it's about economics in Perodua manufacturing. First of all, let's take a look at our topics overview. As everyone knows, Perodua has produced a lot of affordable cars for us Malaysians, like Azia, Beza, Atiba, and so on. The process of manufacturing in this Perodua are run by robots and human. The workload on manpower is also heavy, and without proper tools on workstation, it can lead to injuries and health effect in long term. As I mentioned earlier, robot and machine are widely replace human workers to improve safety, but however, human workers are still required to perform manual handling tasks and processes that cannot performed by machines. Manual work like pushing, pulling, lifting, lowering, and carrying loads are still need to be done by human workers, so the economic danger may be increased by repetitive and ineffective procedure.
For the proposed statement, worker risk is 2 to 3 times higher for high repetitive jobs than for low repetitive tasks. Thus, if no additional steps were made to address this issue, it may be inferred that repeated movement can result in WMSD, the word-related musculoskeletal disorder. The economic posture of the head does not require it to look out for that operations. The third one is the workers who are exposed to economic risks like MMH is the manual material handling are more likely to experience discomfort across their entire body or in their muscle. About the objective, our three top main objective is to suggest the solution for the proposed statement and to study the effect in economic field on body posture. The last one is to apply the study in industrial engineering of the industry. For the scope of study, the research study on the understanding of the idea and the concept of economics, as well as identifying the technique to improve economic in industry.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Dennis Kanabizanuddin and I'm going to talk about the significant study and a literature review. Okay, for this significant study, this case study enables us to apply the knowledge that we have learned in the class Industrial Engineering to the topic of economic and analysis the working procedure. Moreover, with the working analysis that has been done, it will help us to determine the working of the process of the car sealer in the Perodua Global Manufacturing Sdn Bhd. To discuss with the knowledge that we have learned whether the process can be improved to ensure the worker ergonomic or does already implement the ergonomic in their working process in the sealer lines. The finding of this study will benefit the company and acts as evaluation for the student in the course to their understanding of the economic topics. The student will apply all their knowledge through this process of the project. This will be their platform to apply the theoretical study into the real-life application. The process of evaluating the economic in the process calculated in line Perodua Global Manufacturing Sdn Bhd will increase the worker or team member working process to avoid injury. This will avoid the company from losing their workers and help the team members to have a better life. Increasing the economic of the working process also it will improve their working times to do a job. For the literature review, the ergonomic in the working place is most of the important issues that will affect human health and manufacturing production. Automotive industry was sort into the heavy industry categories. The article, The Automotive Industry in Malaysia, state automotive sectors is one of the heavy industry that were imported by the Malaysian government in 1980. Thus, the process of working in the automotive sector needs to focus more on their economy to avoid the worker doing a wrong process or avoid injury. The ergonomic related to heavy working load are more priority in the working site environment. In the occupation of safety and health administration, there are dividing ergonomic control into three categories, which are the engineering control, administrative and the work practice control, and the personal protective control. Engineering control is being done by implement physical change in the workplace, which eliminate or reduce the risk. Lastly, for the personal protective equipment, the OSHA category use protection to reduce exposure to economic related to the risk factor. Modification of the surrounding of the working space or working process is based on three categories and refers to the company requirement and the sealer line. Sealer line in Produa Global Manufacturing Center Berhad are categorized into two stations. The first station is the used by the human power or the manpower. And the second one, they are using robotic. For the ergonomic, we are more focusing on the manpower production because they are related to human health and avoid their risk. So that's all for the significant study and the literature review. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Khairul Husni. For methodology, method that used in this project is by using ergonomic assessment. This assessment is to measure the risk of factor in program global manufacturing, specifically in manual handling tasks that may lead to musculoskeletal disorder or injuries among the employee. From there, we can identify the risks and come up with solutions to reduce injury among operators. This is a flowchart described about the process of ergonomic risk assessment in a company. Every step of the process needs to conduct carefully before proceeding to next step. After conduct the risk assessment, identify whether the company have solution to the problem or not. If not, proceed to propose the solution. But if yes, try to find other ergonomic problem that potential in the company. These are the results of worker action from ergonomic risk assessment. Roughly about 4 actions have been recorded that cause a risk. The first is bending and twisting back, and the solution is by use mechanical aids to handle heavier loads and components. Second, excessive wrist posture, and the solution is by use appropriate handheld power tools that allow for neutral wrist posture. The third one is neck bending, and the solution is to ensure the work is able to be brought closer to worker by changing the work surface. The last one is high force, and the solution is correcting the body posture when carry heavy loads and utilize roller to move box and parts.
Okay, so next I, Muhammad Ashraf bin Asufauzi, will present the discussion of our group study. So, based on our observation on manual handle works in the vehicle machining industry, we have identified some action that can lead to economic problem for the workers that is working in the assembly line. Since the assembly line at the company that we have done our study is not fully autonomous, maneuverable from human sources is needed, and some action may cause health issue whether it is temporary or permanent. There are some factors that are related to the manual assembly work, which are body posture, movement and forces. For the first factor, body posture. Bad body posture can lead to damage human body parts, cramps and muscle pain. The orientation of the work that is being conducted will affect how the worker's body posture will be during the assembly process. Since the workpiece that needed to be assembled is usually done overhead, such as in the picture that is shown, a lot of neck bending and reaching above the shoulder action is needed. There are also some cases that needed the workers to be in an upward position or reaching more than 30 cm from the body during the process. Next is for the movement. Increase in movement will during the work will also increase the risk of an issue. How the workers move is usually associated with the layout of the workstation. A lot of back bending or twisting, reaching above shoulder head and reaching 30 cm from the body action is needed when the workstation is not optimal. Thus, the workstation needed to be arranged by bringing the most used tool or workpiece closer to the worker's body, followed by the less used one to reduce the movement needed by the worker. And lastly, for the factor that related to assembly work are the forces. The forces that are involved when handling the tools or workpiece will make the workers do repetitive actions such as twisting, turning, grabbing, picking, or ringing, and excessive bending of the wrist will exert forces on the worker's fingers, hands, and arms. This will cause ergonomic issue when the force is exerted for a long period of time. Vibration that come from handling the tools also contribute to ergonomic problem. This occur due to the tool used does not having vibration control, maintenance of the tool is not carried out, or mismatch of tool and attachment. Lastly, moving, lifting, and loading usually occur during the assembly work. So this is due to the worker needing to move a lot of workpiece around the workstation for the assembly process. Routine actions such as back bending or reaching more than 30 cm from the body as shown in the picture always occur during this routine. Lifting the workpiece with bad body posture will cause a grip problem, and this routine will also exert a lot of pressure on the worker's arm, hand, and finger if the worker manually carries around the heavy workpiece. So, next is the recommendation for overcoming the problems that is discussed from the discussion. So there are some sections that can improve the overall ergonomic of the assembly line. First, the manufacturer must ensure that the workpiece is able to be moved closer to the workers. This can be done by using a work surface that can be adjustable or tiltable, such as the platform shown in the slide in this slide. So next is to ensure that there is no barrier or obstacle which can prevent the workpiece come closer to the body. So interesting cutout station can ensure that the workpiece or tool can be located around the worker and not just the front or the back. So this can make the worker less doing back bending or twisting. Next is regular maintenance of the tools, and checking is recommended. Regular maintenance can result in less risk of the tool getting malfunction and reduce the vibration of the tool. And lastly is use mechanical aid to move around or move, lift, or load the workpiece or tools that is required for the assembly line. So the lastly is the conclusion for our group study. There are a lot of routine action in assembly line that can cause economic issues to the workers. The improper way of doing the routines can cause health problem for the workers in the long run and can become costly for the factory. Thus, precaution steps need to be prepared by the safety officer of the factory and applied by the worker to avoid any negative impact to the workers' health and safety. So that's all from me. Thank you.